Hi guys, and welcome back to this journey towards excellent exam results. In these shorter revision videos, we are going to be breaking down different concepts within the GCSE Geography specification. The aim of this is to help us understand the concepts better and to give us the information and confidence we need to answer exam questions. In today's video, we are going to discuss global oil prices and the rise of fracking. Okay, let's get started. Fluctuating oil prices and the rise of fracking. So the price of oil is subject to the law of supply and demand. When the supply is high, then the prices are going to be low and vice versa. Now, geopolitics or geopolitical factors can also affect the demand and supply of oil. And geopolitical factors are political, economic, and social factors that influence the interactions between countries. Now, an example here is the 1980 Iran-Iraq war. Now, that war caused prices to rise. And due to the war, the supply of oil obviously declined because the countries were fighting and therefore their oil production went down. Now, when their oil production goes down, then it means that the supply of oil is low and therefore the price is going to go up. Now that there is shown obviously here in this graph here, that is showing how that price of oil keeps on fluctuating and has fluctuated over time. So that's the Iran-Iraq war there. As you can see, the price of oil in 1980, like we've just mentioned, really shot up as a result of that war. Then a similar situation occurred in 2022 when Russia moved into Ukraine. Okay, so that again can be seen right there. Okay, so and then an example of low demand and low prices was the global pandemic in 2020. So this is where you have that shown here on the graph. So at that time, the price of oil really dropped. Okay, now this was mainly because there were worldwide lockdowns and therefore there was low demand for oil in sectors obviously such as transport and industry. So that led to a sharp decline in oil prices. Now, as we can see here, this instability, there's a lot of instability in the oil prices and they keep on fluctuating. And it requires, this kind of situation here, if you are to be your country is to develop, you have to seek alternative sources of energy so that you can continue to develop sustainably without interruptions. Because when the price of oil is very high, then there may be interruptions to your development. Okay, so has the USA, for example, then found a solution to these fluctuating oil prices? So recent oil drilling technology that makes it possible to drill horizontally other than vertically has revolutionized the fracking industry in the USA. So making the country less reliant on imported oil. So the USA now is able to do fracking, and as a result they are getting oil from within their borders other than having to rely on oil from outside the country. So the first stage of fracking is to drill the surface hole down to a depth of 100 feet below the deepest known aquifer, so water source, and then a steel casing is then cemented in place so that there is no risk of polluting the water aquifers that are in that particular area. After this, the long hole is drilled to a depth of around 1,000 meters above the ground area, above the underground area where the oil and gas is trapped. The hole is directionally steered to turn it horizontal another 1 or 2 miles, following the same rock bed to access the oil and the natural gas. So it's quite a complicated process. Now, a mixture of oil, sand, and chemicals is then pumped into the well at extremely high pressure, and the fluids crack open the shale rock that is below, and the chemicals help the oil and the gas that is below to seep out. And that is what is being shown here in this diagram. As you can see that there is a vertical hole that has been created here, and then a casing has been put around it so that none of those chemicals spills into the water aquifers around here. And you can see here that there is a seal as well that has been put here as well to prevent any leakages that may impact on this area above here. Then you have a horizontal drilling, or you have horizontal drilling that has taken place here to get to those oil and gas reserves that are beneath here. So fracking is a new way of accessing oil that was not there previously. And one of the reasons, you'd say, you could argue that one of the reasons why fracking is being done and the technology has been discovered is because countries want to have that energy independence and not have to rely on just a few countries to produce their energy. That brings us to the end of this video on global oil prices and the rise of fracking. I hope that you have found the information insightful and useful. I have also done a video covering the whole of topic 9 on consuming energy resources. It will pop up as one of the suggested videos at the end of this one and can also be found in the Consuming Energy Resources playlist. Videos on all the other subtopics within this topic are also in the playlist. Thanks once again for joining in this journey towards excellent exam results. All the best and see you again soon. Bye-bye.